What up gamers, Fancier here, and welcome to my reaction to the Teyvat chapter interlude teaser, A Winter Night's Lazzo. So you guys have recommended me to watch this before starting Sumeru, which I'm about to do when I return to my Genshin Impact Let's Play, and that will be at episode 144. But yeah guys, here we go. Let's get into it. I want to see what this is all about. Fence here from the future here. I just want to let you guys know that I did kind of like spoil the story of like Genshin Impact because yeah, this whole teaser was very story heavy, and it involves like the recent, I guess for me at least, the recent story of after Inazuma. So yeah, I just want to say that because I did kind of spoil it when I reacted to it. So yeah, spoilers up ahead. You have been warned. Hoyoverse. So sad. We got some pawns.
The sages think themselves to be all-knowing, but we alone are wise to the virtue in those acts of folly.
The knight takes the pawn.
Not even a single pawn may be spared.
Alright, so who's this guy?
Chessboard, checkmate is not where the game
I mean, I assume he's some kind of commander. Just commanding these chess pieces, you know, for his army. Oh, is that ice? Oh, who are you? Get your eye stitched. Oh, look at the guy over there on the right. Oh, wait, that was like a giant carrying a person? In honor of her sacrifice.
People say the Northland Bank's true currencies are blood and tears.
Who's this guy?
But Mayor, even speaking as a banker, that sounds a little unconscionable.
It looks like Baija. Not Baija. Was it Baija? I forgot the name. Arlecchino, what? What's she doing here?
So why don't you keep your mouths shut? We don't want to make the children cry.
Hey, come on now. Even
Oh, what the heck?
This is the right
Tartaglia.
place for a fight.
Are these all the...
Utterly risible.
Are these all the Harbingers? This one has a giant. Oh, look at this guy. What the heck? The helmet looks awesome.
shall not hinder our progress. But Dottore, what of Scaramouche and the Gnosis from Inazuma? Conventional wisdom holds that divine knowledge cannot be
I saw the
rushed
Gnosis from
or
Inazuma.
preempted. After conquering the divine gaze, he will make his next move.
Yeah, a lot of stuff going on in the subtitles. I didn't get them all. I'll definitely look back into it. Oh, wait a minute. Is that... Are they at the funeral of... What's her name? Sonora? I just got that now. Oh, wow, look at this.
In the name of Her Majesty the Tsaritsa, we will seize authority from the gods.
I think this is the funeral for Sonora. Because they talked about the sacrifice of a woman.
Absolute peace.
And this pretty much happens
Such is the gift from the Tsaritsa.
after the Inazuma story. And they talked about the Gnosis from Inazuma. Which I remember, Yaimiko, she said that they gave it to
Now you rest
someone.
in this coffin, encased in layer upon layer of ice.
I think it was the Balladeer.
Rosaline, I promise you, your final resting place will be the entirety of the old world.
He said Rosaline. I'm guessing with that butterfly, that's supposed to be Sonora. I do hope she somehow revives, man.
You're looking very young
I thought she
today,
would be
Doctor.
playable. I still think she might be playable.
Very well that I do not take that as a compliment.
So, where's the segment in the prime of his life then?
Oh, dang, what the heck?
He's busy with a little experiment in blasphemy.
Oh, it's her.
Time to head out on patrol.
Yeah, Calais.
Okay, Master Tainari.
And Tainari. I just got him in the
What was that?
like in the most recent video of my Genshin Impact Let's Play. All right, so I'll watch this again, and I'll let you guys. I'll talk about my thoughts afterwards. Okay, so I rewatched the video, and now I'm about to discuss its contents. Now, before I do, I did realize this when I was reacting, was that I did kind of spoil the story for a bit. So I just want to give you guys a warning that there will be spoilers up ahead for at least the story all the way up to Inazuma, because that is where I am right now. I am about to start Sumeru. But yeah, I'm sure I also put a warning as a caption before the start of the reaction that there will be spoilers. I just want to say that because, this is very story heavy. But yes, spoilers up ahead. You have been warned. So, yeah, when I rewatched the video, I did go and read every line, go scene by scene, and I feel like there's a lot to say about it. Like, a lot of information has been given here. So, yeah, let's go scene by scene here. Starting off, we do see this red butterfly, which I assume is supposed to represent Sonora, because this whole scene, this whole video is taking place, which I assume that she's in this coffin. Like, this is pretty much her whole funeral. And then at the end, this butterfly lands where, I guess Rosalind, that's her real name, like her coffin would be. And then we see this butterfly like wither away, as soon as it lands on the coffin. I guess to signify that that she is actually dead. But I do wonder though, like, I did come up with another theory that, because it is fire, even though it is not a bird, I do wonder if that it's supposed to represent a phoenix, maybe, where, possibly if Rosalind or Sonora comes back again, maybe as a playable character, that maybe yeah, maybe it should be like a pyro playable character, because that's what she died as. And then, yeah, if they do take the whole phoenix concept, that she will rise from the ashes again. That's like the only way I can think of when it comes to her returning to the story and maybe becoming playable. Because yeah, like I really thought that Sonora might be playable. But I reacted to all the collective miscellany videos. I did not see Sonora there. I thought maybe it's something that we just wait till later on, because yeah, from the looks of it, Arlecchino was announced here. Like, I'm not sure if this is her first appearance, but yeah, she was revealed all the way at least to like back to this point. I'm not sure when this came out. I assume it's before Sumeru, and then she got released like near the end of Fontaine, like just like right before Natlin is about to release. So yeah, I thought maybe that's what Sonora might do, where we just gotta wait later on to just see her be playable. But yeah, I don't know. We'll see if she does come back or not. That's just a little theory of mine with the whole Phoenix thing. Um, but yeah, her name, as we said, is Roslyn. I also saw with this night guy, which, man, he looks really cool. I do like his design. Um, I would love to play as him, but I don't think we can, just based on like another theory that I'll talk about later on. But yeah, we also saw this line over here, um, Lo Hefalter's sacrifice, which I assume they're talking about Roslyn or Sonora. I assume this name over here is the last name of Roslyn, so Roslyn uh, Lo Hefalter. I'm guessing that's the full name of Sonora, like her real name. But yeah, really cool stuff to see that, we're getting to know a little bit more about Sonora, even though now she's like kind of gone. I think you guys in the comments told me that there's more to her story, which is something that I do want to look into at some point. Um, but yeah, throughout this whole thing, we get introduced like to each harbinger. Yeah, going through each one, I assume that this guy over here at the beginning is the main harbinger, like the leader of all these guys. If I can get a good shot of him somewhere around here. Yeah, here we go. I assume that he's the head harbinger here, because at the end of this shot here, he's in the middle, um, which I'm sure that means that he's the leader or the main harbinger to follow. Um, but going scene by scene over here, we see this girl. There's really not much I can say about her, because I don't think she really talked at all. Like, maybe with the eyes being closed and being stitched together, like maybe she can't see or talk. That's maybe what I assume from, what's been going on here. Um, and then we see this guy over here, this goblin guy. They said that he was the mayor. At least that's from this guy. He said that he's a banker and that this guy is the mayor of, I guess, wherever the Futsui live. I forgot what it's called. Oh yeah, it was called Shnezhnaya. So yeah, with this guy over here, he said this guy was the mayor, and then this guy, he said he was a banker. Which yeah, I called this guy Baija. I meant to say Baiju. It's just the name was similar to the one back in Wuthering Waves. But yeah, I meant to say Baiju because he looks like I guess a black-haired Baiju here. I also noticed his eyes always close. So I assume he's one of those anime characters that always closes his eyes, but also smiles. Like back in Shadowverse, we definitely do have those type of characters where there is more um, sinister things coming from their smiles. um, but yeah, I'm guessing he's like the banker harbinger. You got the mayor harbinger here, and that's assuming all of these guys are harbingers. So I'm just going by each one. And then yeah, of course we see Arlecchino here. We saw Child, and then we saw more of these other guys here. We saw this Iron Giant guy, which looks so cool. I like I think this might be one of my favorite ones, but I think this guy might be my favorite because like if I were to say who might be playable comparing like when it comes to these two here, I just feel like this guy might be playable. I'm not sure just how this guy would be playable, because I mean, it looks like with this person that would be the actual character, but I feel like he would just control the robot instead. And it doesn't look like this person like actually walks. Like maybe she's also like she can't like walk too. Like maybe it's also another you know like thing with her where she can't hear or see, or not hear or see, talk and see. I'm guessing with her, this person here, this harbinger, she just can't walk, and she has this robot transporting this person everywhere. Um, and also there was one harbinger that was mentioned that is not here, and I think it's around this. Yeah, here we go. So what of Scaramouche and the Gnosis for Minazuma? So I assume that this is in reference to the Balladeer, because the only thing I can think of when it comes to the Gnosis from Inazuma was the Balladeer taking it from Yaimiko so that he can go away. I'm guessing just like with Roslyn um, being revealed as the real name of Sonora, I'm guessing Scaramouche is the real name of the Balladeer. Um, but yeah, that's just something that I thought about. But yeah, I assume this guy, his whole thing is that he's supposed to be a knight, and then with her, she's supposed to have this Iron Giant. Wait, what else? And then this guy over here, we do see him a couple of times, especially at the end, where I'm guessing this guy's a scientist. We see a flask, and there's also a line over here where they talked about an experiment. Yeah, he's busy with a little experiment in blasphemy. So I'm guessing he's like a scientist type harbinger. And then what else? And then of course, yeah, we got the main leader guy here, and then we get the whole harbinger group just mourning Sonora. But yeah, very cool to see. And now I just want to get to my theories on who might be playable because just based on seeing Child and Arlecchino here, like yeah, they're both playable and they're all harbingers, it seems, over here. Like I learned that Arlecchino was a harbinger through the collective miscellany video that I watched it, and then of course Child through the Leeway storyline. Um, but yeah, I assume that with this photo here, I just do wonder if this is a clue where the people on the right will be playable, because I can definitely see the black-haired Baiju guy be playable. One thing I noticed when it comes to the playable character designs is that everyone has to really show their face and also just look like supermodels too. um, and yeah, because he kind of fits in with that description, and also they gotta look like actual like detailed anime characters too, which I feel like he's detailed enough. Maybe like maybe he could use a bit more color. But yeah, I can definitely see him maybe being playable. I'm not sure about this guy because he does have a mask. The thing is that like we do have people who have masks, but I feel like that's only through like the burst, like with Fremine in his helmet, or Gaming where he puts up his hood. Like that's the only time that I see them like really be covering up their faces. Maybe, I guess maybe you could say Sino too with his hat, but you can still see his face clearly. That's just like that's like my little rule that I kind of notice when it comes to the playable character designs is that they really got to show off the face. They got to be like supermodels, yeah, supermodels and stuff. I assume that these three will be playable. Not sure about this guy. Like maybe, since it does look like he might be the main antagonist for Sumeru coming up, which yeah, I do assume that this is Sumeru because afterwards we see Kale waking up. I'm guessing she saw a vision of like a potential future maybe because yeah, I mean it looks like he's destroying all of Sumeru. It does look like that. Um, and then I'm assuming that she's just seeing that vision and that maybe the whole story of Sumeru might be just to prevent that from happening. But yeah, we'll see. I don't know. Maybe this already happened before we get to Sumeru. All right, so yeah, going back to that Harbinger, yeah, picture here. Yeah, such an epic shot, man. This whole thing. Yeah, so I assume that maybe he could be playable if, like, maybe after the story he becomes friendly, he takes off his mask and then starts anew. Maybe that's what happens to the Balladeer, because he went from the Balladeer to, I guess, a playable character now as the Wanderer. Yeah, I guess that's maybe what happens to him. I haven't, I forgot that he's also called the Wanderer. I'm guessing that's what happens to that to him. Anyways, yeah, I just assumed that because they're all on the right side that they might be playable. Now on the left side here, they don't really fit in with the rule that I said where they got to show off their faces, or at the very least, they don't look like they would be playable in a in a functional sense because yeah, with this goblin guy, I mean, we never had a character that looks like him, and like I said, everyone has to look like this young supermodel. He doesn't really fit in that bill. I don't think he even like fits in with the body types that we can play as. So I don't think the mayor guy, the mayor harbinger, can be playable, or even this robot person, because I'm assuming that will be like if he does become playable, that we'll play as a robot, but that doesn't really fit in with the available body types as well. Now it could be that maybe later on they can introduce new body types, but I don't know. It's just based on like what we got so far. I just can't see this person, like these two, the girl and the robot, be playable at all. And then we got this knight guy, man. I mean, he could be playable. He could be that tall male guy, like the body type. But the thing is, he's got this whole armor thing going on. Like he's hiding his face. So yeah, I don't think he can be playable unless he takes off his helmet. Yeah, that's the only way I could see him be playable is just he takes off his helmet, which I don't want him to do. He looks so cool with the helmet on. He's probably like my favorite harbinger here, other than the giant robot here. But yeah, I wish he could be playable. I do hope so. I just assume if that's only when he takes off his helmet, maybe. Um, but just thinking about this guy, I just thought about it. When I talked about the eyes, like what if his burst is like he just opens his eyes? Because whenever these type of characters, when they open their eyes, that means they're getting a bit more crazy or serious about things. um, I'm not sure if that can happen with this character though. The last one to talk about, yeah, she's been pretty much like silent. I don't think I've heard a line from her, or even from this person too, the one with the robot. But the one, I guess, let's get a better shot of her over here. Yeah, I don't think she really said anything at all throughout this whole thing. Now, I assume that maybe she might not be playable. The thing is, she looks detailed enough to be playable. I don't think we ever got like maybe like a blind like playable character too. This might be the first though. This could be the first like blind playable character if if she is like just stitching up her eyes to be closed, and also she can't talk. Oh yeah, what is the dialogue gonna be like that then? I'm just wondering because I know they also talk a lot like with the playable characters. Like they even have voice lines too. Maybe she can talk. It's just that they decided to not she decided to not talk throughout this whole video, or maybe I just missed it. Anyways, yeah, that's just my little analysis of all the harbingers over here, even the ones not present like the balladeer. Um, but yeah, very interesting stuff that we got to see, and yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. Oh yeah, I guess this last thing here, is the goal of the Harbingers or the Saritsa, like the entire Fatui order here, is that yeah, pretty much in the name of Her Majesty, the Saritsa will seize the authority from the gods, which I assume what that means is that they don't like the gods, I guess, and that their goal is for absolute peace, and that I assume that from this last line here that they want to make a new world because with Sonora here, her final resting place because she died right now will be like the old world if they do achieve their goal. I assume that maybe they'll freeze the entire old world just based on this shot over here, like the whole church freezing up. And then yeah, like once they do achieve the like freezing the entire world, that's when they'll start a new world, which, you know, I'm not sure what that would mean. Like maybe just living in this new frozen world. Maybe they'll freeze like only the bad guys, or maybe only freeze the gods. I don't know. Or maybe it'll just be a world where only the people from Snezhnaya can roam free. I'm not sure what the overall goal is for the Futsui. Anyways, yeah, wow, I've been talking about a lot of this stuff. I'm not. I hope that my analysis was, you know, was okay because yeah, that was a lot of stuff that I just talked about, man. I just went like deep, like for each one here. But yeah, I don't want to go for too long. Hopefully my analysis was somewhat understandable. But yeah, pretty much going into Sumeru here. I'm guessing this will be the starting point where Kalei sees a vision of this over here happening, or maybe it already happened. Like she's seeing it from afar, or like maybe she has like that Jedi sense where like, you know, there's a disturbance in the Force type thing. But yeah, I assume that that's what this whole scene is about, and that's yeah, pretty much goes in well with like starting Sumeru here very soon. I can see why you guys recommend me to watch this before starting Sumeru. It's a very cool trailer, man. I love seeing like all the Harbingers here. Yeah, very very cool. Like the reveal of them, even Arlecchino just being revealed here, and then her being released like later on. I think it's really cool. Anyway, guys, yeah, I've been rambling for way too long now. So yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts on the Teyvat chapter interlude teaser, A Winter Night's Lazzo, and now I turn it over to you guys. What do you guys think of this whole teaser? Do you like it or dislike it? Love it or hate it? Let me know down in the comments below. I mean, I'm sure you guys had like, you know, at least a year to discuss this whole thing, and that maybe what I said is not new, but man, you know, just coming as, you know, someone fresh just from, you know, playing the story here as a new player, like this whole thing is very cool. Like I've always liked the Harbingers. I wanted to make a Harbinger team because I've always found the Fatui like with their whole outfits and stuff. Like they look so cool. Like out of all the nations, I think it's between like Mondstadt and Snezhnaya. Like their outfits look really really cool. Like, you know, it's what I like to see. Like for me, maybe Fontaine too. Because I noticed that they're all like steampunk like. But yeah, a lot of these outfits, man, they look so cool, man. Like I like it. I want to see more Fatui characters. I do want to see that. But first, I guess before Snezhnaya, we got to go through Natlin, which will be coming very very soon, I think. So yeah, guys, that'll be it for now. That's a game.
Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day. Wake up, today's gonna be a good day.